Welcome to A Deeper Look Radio, where the official narrative will always be questioned. And this one we are definitely going to take another look at. So today's video is going to be on the serapeum of Saqqara in Egypt. Now, first we're going to take a look at what they claim this place to be. And then we're going to just take a look inside so we can just confirm how ridiculous that sounds, to be honest with you. All right, so it says here that the serapeum of Saqqara was the ancient Egyptian burial place for sacred bulls. So here we go again. They are taking very incredible discoveries and they are reducing their meaning down to worship of animals or fucking air or something. It was believed that the bulls were incarnations of the god Ptah, which become immortal after death, as Osiris, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now this place existed apparently over a time period of 1400 years, all the way up until the first Roman emperor. And what makes this place, incredible isn't just the layout when you get inside, but it is the incredibly precise large granite boxes that are inside of these chambers, as you're going to see here when we get into the video. And shout out to Brian Forrester. This is actually his footage.
This is the last of the boxes. What we're going to do is we're going to go down a side hallway into the other main tunnel or hallway. Look this side and that side. So again, you can see the undersurface here is set, maybe, who knows? Side and right side. The two at the end are open.
Extremely large underground hallway system, which would have been completely in the dark when you think about it. This would have been in the ancient Egyptian days.
Once again, going past the main big boxes, the two at the end are open.
I'm gonna see if I can get anything that actually goes up close on one of these. Very long hallways. And I also want you to pay attention to how narrow the hallways are in comparison to...
This, of course, is the bedrock.
The size of these boxes right here. I mean, come on. What is even going on here?
So, whatever tool was used, we don't see a...
Now, I'm going to put up pictures. I just kind of wanted to show you the layout of this place. I'm going to show you pictures up close to these granite boxes. Now, just so you can get an understanding of weight, the amount of weight that you're dealing with. These things are between 60 and 100 tons. Okay. $60 and 100 tons with the lid on. As you can see, this is the lid. This is the box. Now, the official narrative here is going to be that the boxes, the inscriptions was all in one, that this was done all by the same group of people. But when you read, you actually start to see that the story really isn't that strong, that that's actually how this happened, because it says here that only 4 out of these 24 granite boxes are actually inscribed. And then look right here. The quality of the inscriptions vary, as one, which is the Emmaus 2, were beautifully executed, whereas those on an anonymous sarcophagus were only crudely scratched on the polished surface. So you're seeing a difference in quality, and they only inscribed on 4 of them. So they couldn't even get the 4 right. It's not even the same group of people who inscribed the 4, or if it was, their method of inscribing either greatly advanced or greatly declined. Okay. Now, sometimes when you look at things, it can kind of throw off your perception of how heavy it actually is. So you may be looking at these boxes and you're probably saying to yourself, well, these are like Hummers. These things look like Hummers. This is like trying to navigate a Hummer down this narrow hallway. No. These things weigh like 15 Hummers. This is like the equivalent of like 20 or 15 Hummers. And they navigated it through these narrow hallways and dropped them perfectly in the center of these chambers. Come on. Now, let's take a look at how they believe that they did this. Okay, because this is just absolutely laughable. Okay. It says here that the method of transportation. Now, they're not even going to bother to explain how they actually transported the stones from where they were to this location so that they can be carved in place. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but just the method of transportation through the tunnels into the current location that they are. They're going to claim that this was done using rollers, wooden horizontal winches, okay, and some levers, okay? Some rollers, some winches, and some levers. And you're going to do this and pull these things through sand, okay, underground with maybe 10 or 11 inches of clearance on each side. Where are you going to fit a horizontal winch down here? Because it's easy to say it. When you just say it to somebody, you know, you hear it and you don't know what a winch probably even is. But when you actually get to looking at what some of these utensils were, how is this going to possibly account? Even the Roman winches, okay? Even the Roman winches, which would have been far, far after this time period, had an excess of a ton or two. You may be able to navigate and lift a 1 ton or a 2 ton stone using a what would be considered at that time a modern day winch in the Roman period. This is thousands of years before that, okay? And they're lifting shit supposedly that's 60 tons in the dark through hallways with, you know, in some areas 11 or 10 inches of clearance on each side. Come on now. Come on now. Now, they don't actually talk about how they carve them. They don't actually talk about how they hollow these things out. They're gonna, or when they do, they're gonna tell you that this is done with some copper chisels and some dolerite and some fucking that's pretty much it. That's all they got. How are you going to achieve this level of precision with copper chisels, which are way softer than the very rock that you're trying to break into and cut, and just pounding on things with rocks? Come on. This is clearly a situation, and we talk about this even with the mud flood stuff. This is an inheritance situation where whatever this group of people was came across here and they inherited this location, and these boxes, whatever they are, whatever they did, okay, these boxes down here were already here. And yeah, they may have been able to inscribe on some of them, you know, over 200 or 300 or 400 years of being there. Maybe they were able to find some type of way to at least inscribe on these things. But placing these here with this type of method of winches and pulleys and levers is absolutely ridiculous, given the narrow spaces that we see down here. I mean, come on, get real. Get serious. Now, if that's not bad enough, you got placing them down there, okay? You got actually being able to carve these things, hollow these things out, and get this kind of precision and polish on them. And then you have how the fuck they actually got them from where they originally were to where they are now in here. And how far of a distance do you think that that is? So if we take a look back at the Google Maps, okay, we can see here that here we are at the serapeum of Saqqara. Okay. Now these stones were quarried, which means they got these stones from where? Where do you think these stones came from? You're probably thinking in your head, damn, all the way over here. Okay. Damn, did they get these stones from all the way over here? That'd be crazy. Damn. Well, let's just take a look. Where is all the way over here? So if we're here, where is here? 2 miles. And even that looks far. And even if it was this 2 miles, I would say, damn, that's really kind of wild. They was able to move these big ass fucking stones, 2.5 miles. This is nothing. 2.5 miles is nothing. You want to know where they got these stones from? These stones were quarried all the way down here in Aswan. Okay. And if we put this distance tracker here, that gives us a total distance of 413 miles. The stones that were used to cut these sarcophagus down here, okay, were quarried and cut and transported from 413 miles away. This is why we question the official narrative right here. This is why the official narrative is questioned. Now, when we talk about the precision of how these sarcophagus were, done and crafted, I don't want to veer too much off topic, but it actually led me to these dorite vases right here. These things are a 7 out of 10 on the hardness scale. Okay, a 7 out of 10 on the hardness scale. And the official narrative is telling us that, and these are actually pre the time period of this place we're talking about. Like these dorite vases, which is so weird about ancient Egypt, is that everything seems to go in reverse. The earlier time period, this is pre-dynastic. So this is maybe 3,800 years ago. Okay. And they were able to create vases like this out of granite that is a 7 out of 10 on the hardness scale. A 1 being glass, a 10 being diamond. And this is a 7. And they did this with what? Chisels and rocks. This is the best that they got for us on how they were able to make something like this. And as I was looking at this, it actually immediately, the first thing that I thought in my head as I was looking at these vases was the movie Prometheus. And those containers that they were holding the little black goo in Prometheus. Is this another case of art? I mean, obviously not art imitating life in the sense of aliens, because aliens, as we know, that concept is fucking stupid and created. But the idea of housing something that could potentially be dangerous in a container of hard rock. I don't know. But this place is definitely a little bit weird. This place is definitely bizarre. It's definitely strange. And I'm going to do a lot more research on this because the official narrative that we're given just does not seem to really match with what we're looking at. But I think I'm going to tie this up right now. This is a Deeper Look Radio, and catch you next time.